Spoke about honesty as if it defined you. At first you were thoughtful and patient with everything I felt. You cared about my interests as if they mattered to you. You spoke of commitment and the future we could share. Every value you described seemed present in your actions. I believed I had found someone who meant every promise. I love the person you pretended to be, the one your effort introduced. You gave me every reason to trust the man I saw. Then your actions changed completely, while your promises stayed the same. I love the person you pretended to be. Once you believed I would stay, the effort slowly disappeared. Your behavior contradicted everything you had promised. For months I tried to find the man I met at first. I thought that he had vanished and waited for him to return. But he had not disappeared. He had only finished performing. I love the person you pretended to be, the one your effort introduced. You gave me every reason to trust the man I met. Then your actions changed completely, while your promises stayed the same. I love the person you pretended to be. I spent months trying to recover someone who had never stayed. You performed the love I wanted until you knew I loved you. The person I kept searching for had only existed at the beginning. I love the person you pretended to be, the one your effort introduced. You gave me every reason to believe that man was real. Then your actions changed completely, because he was only how you began. I love the person you pretended to be. You did not become someone different. You stopped performing who I loved. I wrote down every question in case you ever return. You left without explaining why, so I searched every conversation. I looked for one mistake that might have made you leave. Each night I imagined answers that changed before the morning. I thought your voice might someday make the confusion disappear. I placed all of my closure inside the person who withheld it. I had to become my own answer when your voice never returned. I could not keep searching for reasons you refused to give. Your disappearance had already told me what I needed to know. I had to become my own answer. Months passed without any contact, and every question stayed with me. There was no final conversation or truth I could understand. Then I saw that disappearing was an answer of its own. You had chosen not to explain and left me holding the confusion. Closure would not arrive from someone who had denied it. I had to become my own answer when your explanation never came. I could not keep searching for reasons you refused to give. Your disappearance had already told me what I needed to know. I had to become my own answer. I did not need your reasons to know how you had treated me. Leaving without honesty was clear enough on its own. I could give myself permission to stop waiting for your voice. I had to become my own answer when your explanation never came. I stopped searching every conversation for reasons you refused to give. Your disappearance had already given the answer your voice withheld. I had to become my own answer. The question stayed unanswered. I no longer waited for your answers. Watch the same sunset, but you looked beyond me. We took a weekend trip to repair the distance between us. I planned the route carefully and reserved a quiet room. I hoped a different place would bring us close again. You sat beside me at sunset, but never seemed to arrive. We had crossed the distance without changing what was between us. I was there, you were elsewhere, close enough to share the view. You sat there, close beside me, while your heart stayed far away. A new place could not repair what you no appeared close together, but I remember your absence more clearly than the pictures. The photographs showed us close, but not where your heart had gone. I was there, you were elsewhere, close enough to share the view. You stood there, close beside me, while your heart stayed far away. A new place could not repair what you no longer brought to us. I was there, you were elsewhere. Closeness is not measured by two people sitting together. No place could bring you back when your heart had already moved. We could appear beside each other and still be nowhere near. I was there, you were elsewhere, close enough to share the view. The pictures made us look close, while your heart stayed far away. A new place could not repair what you no longer brought to us. I was there, you were elsewhere. The photograph kept us together, the evening did not. You chose not to come. Whenever you disappointed me, I found a reason for you. I told my friends you were tired, I told my mother you were busy, I told myself affection was hard for you to put into words. I became better at explaining, then you became at changing. I had to stop explaining you before your choices sounded harmless. I turned each hurt into a reason, and each decision into circumstance you never had to answer. Well, I kept answering for you. I had to stop explaining you. Then you missed another important dinner, and someone asked me why. No excuse arrived before the truth, no kind of version came. I said you chose not to come, and heard how simple it was. The truth felt unfamiliar because I had protected you from it. I had to stop explaining you before your choices sounded harmless. I called each hurt a circumstance, and every decision something else you never had to answer. Well, I kept answering for you. I had to stop explaining you. Your choices were not accidents or things face them. I had to stop explaining you and let your choices keep their names. I could not turn each disappointment into something you could not control. Honesty began the moment I stopped answering for you. I had to stop explaining you. You chose not to come. I finally left the truth unchanged. 2 years later, you finally called. You left without an explanation and let the question stay with me. Then you admitted I deserved the honesty you never gave. You said you thought about the pain your leaving had caused me. Once those words could have reached me, now they sounded far away. You called after the apology expired, after I had needed it most. I thought your words would heal something, but nothing moved inside me. The truth arrived too late for comfort. It only made your burden lighter. You called after the apology expired. I had imagined that conversation every night after you left. I believed hearing you say sorry would repair what you had broken. But while you finally spoke honestly, I only felt the distance. I had changed while you delayed. The person waiting was no longer there. You called after the apology expired, after I had needed it most. I thought your words would heal something, but they could not reach me now. The truth arrived too late for comfort. It only made your burden lighter. You called after the apology expired. An apology cannot always heal. Just because it finally comes, sometimes it serves the one who speaks more than the one who needed it. You waited too long to give it. You called after the apology expired, when I no longer needed the words. Your honesty could not repair me or reach who I had been. The apology brought you relief, but arrived too late to bring me peace. You called after the apology expired. I heard the words I once needed and felt how late they were. Check my phone for words you owed me. imagined every word you should have said to me. I made your acknowledgement the only doorway to my peace. I thought your remorse would free me from everything you had done. I became fine without your apology. Before you chose to send it, my days began filling again without the words I thought I needed. You never gave me back my peace. I stopped leaving it with you. I became fine without your apology. Then your brief message finally came with the apology I had imagined. I read each word without feeling the reaction I once expected. Your remorse had arrived, but my healing had already started. The words had lost their power because I no longer depended on them. I became fine without your apology. Before you chose to send it, my days had become full again without the words I thought I needed. You never gave me back my peace. I stopped leaving it with you. I became fine without your apology. Healing began when I stopped making your remorse responsible for whether I could move forward. Your regret was never meant to carry all my peace. I became fine without your apology, so it could not change me now. My days were already mine again before your brief message arrived. Your remorse did not create my peace. I stopped waiting for it. I became fine without your apology. I read the words I once needed and knew I had moved beyond them. Said she understood you better. She left years before we met, but never left your comparisons. You said you argued less with her. Her conversations came more easily. She always seemed to understand everything I struggled to get right. The longer you remembered her, the more perfect she became. You made me compete with a memory where every flaw had disappeared. I tried to match someone unknown who never failed inside your mind. She could not make another mistake, and I could never measure up. You made me compete with a memory. I changed the way I answered and questioned everything I did. I tried to become more like her, though I had never the past you had perfected. I was living here beside you. She was protected by the past. You made me compete with a memory where every flaw had disappeared. I tried to become someone unknown who never failed inside your mind. She could not make another mistake, and I could never measure up. You made me compete with a memory. I could not compete with editing that kept the good and lost the rest. You remembered only what you missed, while every flaw stayed forgotten. No living person could compare. You made me compete with a memory carefully cleaned of every flaw. I stood beside you as a person. She stayed perfect in your mind. No new mistake could ever reach her, and nothing real could measure up. You made me compete with a memory. I was never losing to her. I was losing to what you forgot. You spoke freely when you thought I couldn't hear. You said you needed time alone, so I treated time like hope. For months I lived inside uncertainty and wondered if you might return. You never gave me an ending clear enough to stop waiting. Then I heard what you could say when the words were not for me. You gave me closure by accident. With honesty I wasn't meant to hear. You called our ending your best decision, and every maybe disappeared. The sentence hurt more than your silence, but finally told me where I stood. You gave me closure by accident. You were talking to a mutual friend and did not know I was nearby. There was no hesitation in you, no uncertainty in your voice. You sounded sure about losing us while I was still waiting for clarity. You could be honest about leaving, hold me when you thought I wasn't listening. You gave me closure by accident. With honesty I wasn't meant to hear. You called our ending your best decision, and all my waiting lost its reason. The sentence hurt more than your silence, but finally told me where I stood. You gave me closure by accident. The truth was always inside you. You simply kept it from me. I found the answer I needed in words meant for someone else, because you thought I was not there. You gave me closure by accident. With truth you never not sure. I saved another seat you never came to fill. You promised you would be there for every moment that mattered. At family dinners I waited while your chair stayed empty. You missed my work celebrations and came late to hospital appointments. Each absence became harder to explain without embarrassment. I stopped trusting your promises before I stopped wanting you there. I learned not to expect you because expecting you became painful. I stopped saving your place and handled everything alone. What looked like independence was disappointment becoming a habit. I learned not to expect you. Eventually I stopped inviting you and said I preferred going alone. I went through important moments without planning for your arrival. Then you called me distant as if I had chosen the space. You never saw how many absences. It taught me not to ask. I did not naturally need less. I adapted to receiving nothing. I learned not to expect you, 'cause waiting for you became painful. I stopped saving you a place and handled everything alone. What looks like independence was disappointment becoming a habit. I learned not to expect you. You thought I created distance when I stopped including you, but every time you failed to come, made solitude feel more reliable. I became good at being alone because you made hope hurt. I learned not to expect you, 'cause waiting for you became painful. I stopped asking you to come and handled everything alone. My independence was the habit. Your absence taught me to survive. I learned not to expect you. I stopped saving you a seat before you noticed I had changed. You disappeared again, then asked me to understand. Each time you broke a promise, you explained the stress behind it. You spoke about your past and your fear of commitment. I listened without interrupting because I knew life hurt you. I carried every reason you offered for your actions. I thought understanding your pain would make you understand mine. You asked me to understand again, to carry every reason. I held the weight behind your actions while bearing their consequences. finally tried explaining how your behavior hurt me. You said I made everything about myself and my feelings. You had asked for patience through every promise you broke, but when I needed understanding, you would not carry any. Your reasons always matter. The pain they caused did not. You asked me to understand again, to carry every reason. I held the weight behind your actions while bearing their consequences. Understanding moved toward you and never returned to me. You asked me to understand again. I understood your stress and history and every fear you named, but understanding why you hurt me did not make the hurting less. You wanted me to hold your reasons while you refused to hold their weight. You asked me to understand again, as if your reasons changed the pain. I held the weight behind your actions while bearing their consequences. Understanding had one direction and never returned to me. You asked me to understand again. I knew every reason you gave. You never learned what they did to me. Waited beside my suitcase. Six months had passed between us. I flew across the country. You knew my flight number. You knew when I would arrive. You knew traveling alone made me nervous. Still, you were not there. The airport slowly emptied, and every minute changed the distance. You knew my flight, but never came. I crossed the miles to reach you, while you left me there waiting, like my arrival could be handled later. The distance was no longer geography, it was how easily you stayed away. You knew my flight, but never came. An hour later your text arrived. You said work had become busy. You suggested I take a taxi as families reunited around me. I watched them find each other and understood what we had lost. The miles were not the hardest part, your absence made them matter. You knew my flight but never came. I crossed the miles to reach you, while you left me there waiting, and treated my arrival like a problem. The distance was no longer geography, it was how easily you stayed away. You knew my flight but never came. And leaving me there anyway. the country to reach you. You knew exactly when I needed you, and still left me waiting alone. The distance left inside that choice, not in the miles between us. You knew my flight but never came. The airport emptied around me. I finally understood our distance. Maybe someday, you said, and I heard a future. I asked if we would marry or move somewhere together. I asked if we would build the family I imagined with you. You answered every question with the same uncertain words. I treated maybe someday like hope I should protect. I thought your hesitation was a promise needing time. You maybe cost me years. I built my life around it. I postponed my own decisions to stay available for you. You kept me close with uncertainty, while never wanting what I wanted. Your maybe cost me years. I declined the opportunities that might have moved me forward. I stayed ready for a future you had never planned to choose. Years later, you admitted you had never wanted it. The life I had been waiting for was never something you wanted. Maybe had never meant later. It was no without the ending. You maybe cost me years. I kept my life waiting for it. I postponed my own decisions to stay available for you. You kept me close with uncertainty, while never wanting what I wanted. Your maybe cost me years. A promise asked for commitment. Your answer only asked me to stay. You softened no into maybe, and kept receiving my devotion. I lost years believing someday was still ahead. You maybe cost me years. I kept my life waiting for it. I postponed my own future for one you never wanted. You kept me close with uncertainty, without promising anything. Your maybe cost me years. You called it maybe someday. I gave it years of my life. You said, I don't know, and asked for a few days. I gave you all the space. You said you needed to think. I believed your uncertainty would pass if I stayed patient. Each day felt like a chance for you to thought time was helping you remember what we had. I thought the distance might make your answers sound like hope. I watched you become certain while I became less hopeful. The time I thought might bring you back was teaching you to leave. Your confusion slowly disappeared and took my hope with it. I watched you become certain. The first time you said that you did not know, and you said maybe this is not right anymore. Each conversation sounded clearer and moved you further from me, until your final answer was, I'm sure. You used the time to accept the ending I hoped you would refuse. I watched you become certain while my hope became uncertain. The time I thought might bring you back was teaching you to leave. Your confusion slowly disappeared and took my hope with it. I watched you become certain. I thought time was protecting us from a decision made too quickly, but every day without me made leaving feel more comfortable. The space I gave you freely became where you let us go. I watched you become certain while my hope became uncertain. The days I thought would bring you back made leaving easier for you. Your confusion slowly disappeared and took my hope with it. I watched you become certain. You began with I don't know and ended with I'm sure. My weekend slowly lost familiar voices. I moved cities for your career and left the job I loved. The friends who filled my weekends became people I rarely knew. I kept choosing what helped us while my own life grew smaller. You saw what my choices gave you, not everything they took from me. You never asked what it cost me to build my life around yours. You thanked me for the giving, then forgot what I had given up. You loved with sacrifice provided, but never measured what I lost. You never asked what it cost me. At first you called it sacrifice, then said each choice was mine. When our relationship finally ended, your old life still waited there. You returned to something familiar. I had nowhere familiar to go. You walked back into your life. I stood outside the one I left. You never asked what it cost me to build my life around You kept everything my choices gave you, then denied what I had given up. You returned to what still knew you. I had no familiar place to go. You never asked what it cost me. Your life had waited for you. Mine was the price of helping it continue. Someone I barely knew mentioned your father. A former co-worker told me about the job you had begun. I saw you move in a photograph. Your father's illness reached me last. Each piece came from another person, never from your voice to mine. Once I would have known these things before the rest of the world. I learned your life from strangers, one important change at a time. They knew the days you were living while I knew nothing anymore. We did not only lose our conversations, I lost my place inside your life. I learned your life from strangers. They spoke as if it were ordinary and could not know what changed. They never knew how close we were, or what you once told me first. Now they knew more about your days than I had any right to ask. The distance became clearest in everything I heard too late. I learned your life from strangers, one important change at a time. They knew the days you were living while I heard everything too late. We did not only lose our conversations, I lost my place inside your life. I learned your life from strangers. Losing contact was not one-sided. It happened with every new chapter. Your life continued without me, then reached me through someone who never knew what we had been. I learned your life from strangers, one important change at a time. They carried chapters I once heard first, without knowing what that meant. We did not only lose our conversations, I became outside your life. I learned your life from strangers. Your life still reaches me sometimes, just never from you anymore. My phone lit up last night. I looked for your name again. I know you will not call, but I still check the screen. I tell my friends I'm better and say I finally moved on. Then the room becomes quiet and every answer feels rehearsed. I can convince everyone until I am alone. I know that we are over. knows your way. You still feel like home, though I know you won't come back. Every quiet room reminds me how your presence used to feel. I can say that I'm okay, but the night knows I am not. You still feel like home. Your picture stays inside the drawer, I know exactly where. Sometimes I take it out and study what we were. I remember how you promised we would never reach goodbye. Now I hear those words differently and place the picture back. I do not want us back, I only miss what felt familiar. You still feel like home, though I put your picture back. Every quiet room reminds me how your presence used to feel. I can say that I'm okay, but the night knows I am not. You still feel like home. Missing you is not the same as wanting us again. I can know we had to end and still feel your absence. Some truths can live together even when they still hurt. You still feel like home, though I don't want you back. Every quiet room reminds me how your presence used to feel. I can miss what we once were and still leave it in the past. You still feel like home. I put your picture back and let the room stay quiet. Breakfast was your bedtime. Mm. 9 hours stood between our cities. I learned them without thinking. My morning meant you needed sleep. My afternoon began your workday. Every part of my routine had another meaning. Where you were, I never watched the time alone. Each hour belonged to both of us. I still measure time by you. I see the hour, then count ahead. I wonder what your day is doing. My mind keeps moving without you. You are no longer in my life, but every clock still places you there. I still measure time by you. Months have passed since we separated. Still I check without deciding. I calculate where your day has reached and what you might be doing. The habit outlived our connection, though there is nothing left to plan. We stopped sharing our lives, but my days kept your schedule. I still measure time by you. I see the hour, then count ahead. I wonder where your day is taking you. While mine keeps moving without you. You are no longer in my life, but every clock still places you there. I still measure time by you. You left my life your day keeps living inside mine. Though we no longer share it, you are absent from my life, but present in the way time moves. I still measure time by you. My breakfast is still your bedtime, even when you are no longer mine. We made breakfast beside your packed suitcase. We knew your contract had an ending, and you would leave the country. We promised to keep everything casual, but evenings became our routine. Our apartment keys shared one ring, and temporary started feeling permanent. We never asked what came next, as if silence could delay it. I loved you on borrowed time, without admitting time was borrowed. Every ordinary evening felt like something we could always have. We made forever from avoiding how little time belonged to us. I loved you on borrowed time. Then our final morning arrived, and we followed our usual rhythm. We prepared breakfast like before, and never looked toward your suitcase. Your flight waited inside the silence we had refused to name. Nothing about that morning changed, except there were no mornings left. I loved you on borrowed time, without admitting time was borrowed. Every ordinary evening felt like something we could always have. We made forever from not counting how little time belonged to us. I loved you on borrowed time. The moments felt permanent because we never counted them. We let routine hide the ending and call the present enough, until the future finally arrived. I loved you on borrowed time, and treated borrowed time as ours. Every beautiful moment felt like something life would let us keep. We made forever by refusing to count what never belonged to us. I loved you on borrowed time. Our keys still rested on one ring, beside the suitcase we would not face. One mistake outlived every apology. I admitted what I had done. I apologized and meant every word. I changed the way I behaved. I became more honest with you. I spent years rebuilding your trust and believed that growth would matter. But you still looked at who I was as if I never changed at all. I wasn't allowed to change. You kept me inside one mistake. step forward disappeared. Whenever you brought back my past, I gave you years of something better. You only saw what I had done. I wasn't allowed to change. Every disagreement returned to it, even when I spoke about my pain. You used the past to dismiss me and made my feelings seem unworthy. Nothing I became could reach you. You had chosen who I would remain. You called it forgiveness for years, but punishment never really ended. I wasn't allowed to change. You kept me inside one mistake. Every honest effort disappeared. Whenever you brought back my past, I gave you years of something better. You only saw what I had done. I wasn't allowed to change. Forgiveness cannot keep demanding pain and still expect a future. I cannot build tomorrow with someone who keeps returning me to yesterday. You were committed to my past. I wasn't allowed to change. You kept me inside one mistake. Every better part of me disappeared whenever you needed me. Guilty, I gave you years of something better to the person you refused to see. I wasn't allowed to change. I grew beyond that old mistake. You chose to leave me there. Even your kindness made me anxious. Every painful argument ended with you becoming loving again. You listened and paid attention, like the person I first met. Then warmth would slowly disappear and cold silence would return. I learned your tenderness was temporary before the next thing hurt. You made me afraid of good days, of every moment that felt peaceful. I could not trust your kindness without wondering what would ruin it. Each beautiful day became a warning that another one was getting closer. You made me afraid of good days. Tried to enjoy the quiet while preparing for it to end. Even when you held me gently, my body could not feel safe. I watched each peaceful moment for the first sign of distance. Love should have calmed my fear. Yours taught me to expect pain. You made me afraid of good days, of every moment that felt peaceful. I could not receive your kindness without wondering what would ruin it. Each beautiful day became a warning that another one was getting closer. You made me afraid of good days. Affection should have felt like safety, not the beginning of a cycle. Your inconsistency taught me that peace was only a pause beside your kindness, when pain had always followed it. Each beautiful day was only quiet at the beginning of another wound. You made me afraid of good days. The day could still be beautiful, and I would wait for it.